Hey traders, Akil Stokes here. Welcome back to another episode of the Trading Coach Podcast. If you guys are new, this is a podcast that comes out 3 times a week, each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, sharing with you really some of the daily tips that not only I experience in my trading journey, but the daily tips that we talk about on a routine basis with aspiring traders on the Tier 1 platform, and really anyone that has a question and reaches out to me on social media. If you're interested more in the Tier 1 trading platform, just head over to www.tier1trading.com. We have a 14-day trial where you can get on board and try things out before making any type of commitment. We also have a bunch of free content on the website as well as my YouTube channel. In today's session, we're going to share with you a accountability session, which are interviews that we do with the traders on our platform. And this one is pretty cool. If you're someone that likes planning and a very methodical process to learning, if your brain operates in that way, this is going to be a perfect one for you, because our trader is just like that. He actually prepared a PowerPoint presentation really walking us through kind of what he's been up to, why he's been up to it, positives and negatives, and all of that fun stuff. So I know a lot of you guys are going to connect. More importantly, however, he says something in the beginning which is very important, and that's talking about his why he wants to get involved in trading. And that's something that really everyone should ask themselves before they embark on anything. Like, what do you want to achieve out of life? Why do you want to do this? What changes do you want to make? And something that he said was, it was time to put myself first. I will not be invisible to them anymore. And by them, he means his family. And what this means is that, you know, many of us are workaholics, either because we love it or we have to. And the sacrifice with that, I still have trouble adjusting to this, is that once we have kids, once we have families, we need to invest the same amount of time, if not more, with them. They need to be a priority. However, if we're working, you know, many hours a day or strange hours, and we're never home, we never see them, or when we are home, we're zombies because we're just burnt out from the day, that's not a positive. And that's how many relationships end, to put it directly. So it was kind of cool to hear him talk about, you know, one of the reasons that he was interested in trading is because of, you know, it does offer time flexibility. It does offer the ability to create your own hours. And when you have that ability to do so, and you're not locked into a specific, you know, time slot of needing to work, you can now fit other important aspects of your life into that schedule, or work your schedule around those important aspects of your life. So that's always cool. That was very touching for me, because that is the number one reason that I got into trading, is the ability to be with my family, spend time with my family, and work my life schedule around them, which is pretty cool. So enough of me rambling. Let's get into the interview, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Can, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Everybody okay?
Good.
You okay?
Yes. Yeah, I'm very well, very well.
Good,
So,
good.
so Rob, last time, just kind of, I'll brief everyone in here because I know you quite well now. Last time we spoke, you was really kind of, you had a little bit of a deadline. You're working to a timeline to a degree where you've set this plan to make the most out of the time that you've got right now to generate an income stream, right? Because of the situation, you was not redundant, or was you redundant? I can't remember.
Well, I was redundant, and then they fired me while I was.
That's right.
While I just started redundancy.
Yeah. Okay. So you had kind of put quite a strict plan together, and it was a methodical plan. So tell us how it's been going since we last spoke. Then, what have you been up to?
Could I share my screen?
Yep, you can. I'll just enable that though. Let me just.
Thanks. I've probably over-prepared for this, but it's what I do, I'm afraid.
There you go. You can now share your screen. Now, these are valuable for everyone anyway.
Okay. Let me know if you can...
Yep, I can see that.
See this. Great. All right. Okay. So how do you move this forward? Right. There you go. Yeah. So you've just taken my my glory there, Jason. So it was just an accountability session recap of what I had gone through previously. So just 46. First session was in mid-May. I joined in mid-May, and then my first accountability session was end of May. So in my 4th month at the moment. Experience, I had none at all. So I'd always thought about getting into trading and the markets, but perhaps just the background that I had, I never realized how accessible it was until I went looking. So I'd always put it on the back burner, always of the opinion that you need a load of money to get started. It was only recently that I started looking into it a lot more, and things have changed. I wanted to give it a go, and I realized that it was what I really wanted to do. Yeah, background in IT, business analysis, so very much process orientated.
Yeah.
I've got a bucket of cash, and just wanted to get out of that high stress environment, get my health sorted. And so that's really what I wanted to do, and that's what I set my mind to. We talk about what everybody's why is and how important it is. And I just wanted to highlight that here. Yeah. I won't read it out, but it's really.
I've just read it, mate, and it's very powerful.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was putting myself first, which really I've never done. Mm-hmm. And then very, very, very closely behind was going to be my daughter and my stepson. So
that sentence, I will not be invisible to them anymore. That is it's so powerful. That is really, really powerful.
Yeah, I come from a background where it's all about hard work, and I've been doing that all of my life. Just stupid hours, putting my health at risk, getting home at Christ knows what time of night, out of the door at stupid time of the morning. Yeah, just relentless. 7 days a week, 5, 6, 7 days a week, and I burnt out basically. Yeah, and I didn't. It's exactly what it says. Mm-hmm. I was fed up with it, didn't want it anymore, so I decided to change. Yeah, well, it was forced upon me as well, but I decided to change. So that's just a little bit of what's propping me up on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. So just going over what I've done over this last 3 months or so. So I've completed all the courses, right? All 7 of them, and I'm currently going through them a second time. Mm-hmm. There were some times where I really was struggling with a bit of motivation. I was wanting to steam ahead. Yeah. But I was also had, Orsi and Naomi and George, you, Akil, everybody in the community all saying, take your time, take your time, take your time. And I knew that that was the right thing to do. I knew that if I just went storming ahead like I normally do on everything, I would falter. So I
can't be everyone else's wrong, eh?
Well, exactly. So I really did just need to calm down, slow down, and I took it all to I took it all to heart, and it was absolutely the right thing to do. Good. Completed the emergence course goals. So I think I sent that through to yourself and Akil. So that was just like a first draft. Completed the 16 personalities test. Yep. That was a bit of an eye-opener. Some of it I thought wasn't particularly accurate, but I get what it was saying, and in certain areas it was uncannily close. Recently joined the accountability group, going through the podcasts for everybody, going through the YouTube channels for everybody, and I did join Tears of Freedom, but everything has just been taking up my time. I can't seem to. It seems to be a bit of an all or nothing. I have to do trading, or I need to do Tears of Freedom. I haven't quite got to the mindset where I can split it up. I just feel as if I'm not spending the time on the trading if I'm doing the Tears of Freedom. So that's something that I do want to change, and start getting a little bit more Tears of Freedom into my routine.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is you've got access to a life planning tool in there that's very powerful, and it's kind of ironic because that will help you structure everything a lot better.
Yeah, I'm starting to be of the opinion that I should have done Tiers of Freedom before I didn't done the trading.
That's kind of why it was designed, but it was designed after tier 1.
But you know, it's good that I noticed that, and it's something that I do want to start incorporating a lot more. So yeah. definitely on the agenda.
Excellent.
So what's coming up? So what's next? So I've done this to the end of the year.
Right.
So finish off the second round of courses. I'm not going to drain the slide, but I'm to the point where I'm just finishing off some of the action items off of the Foundation 2 course.
Yep.
I'm going to go through the Mastery course again. I've got an idea of what I want to do. It's really between the Jason Greystone trend continuation and something to do with a consolidated market. The ones that really are resonating with me at the moment are like the breakout, trend continuation, and the channels and flags and pennants and the like. Those seem to all resonate with me.
Okay.
So finding the rules, creating the trade plan. I've got a template ready for the trade plan, so I'm just going to be doing something similar to this presentation.
Right.
Detailing it all. And then back into back testing and optimization. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's going to be happening.
You all heard him say that.
Couple of weeks. Yeah, I know. Everybody it seems to be a baptism of fire, but we'll
it's
see.
Necessary.
Yeah. Money management, forward testing, so all the normal stuff with a go live. Now I've got the go live as 1st of January. Right. I think this is certainly a stretch goal.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
But I need to remind myself that I am doing this full time.
Yeah.
So I need to go for it, but at the same time, not rush.
Yeah.
And at the same time, be thorough with everything. So I don't think go live is in line with what my brain is telling me. No. But it's there, it's down.
No, that's good. It's good to be there anyway.
Yeah. And
publish a book. Publish a book has to be there, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get there that easily.
Yeah, exactly. And then just remain active in the community. I'm sure I can be doing more, but I try to take part in the community chat, live sessions, etc., etc. The accountability group I've joined in the last couple of weeks. So you know, that's heading in the right direction, and I've got Tiers of Freedom on there as well. Cool. to ensure that I incorporate that a lot more.
Excellent.
And this is probably the bit which I really wanted to show on this. I'm not going to talk about the positives. Those can be read. But what I am going to do is just talk about the not so positive, and that's where people can perhaps provide me with a bit of feedback. But as much as what you see and perhaps how I've been to date is some semblance of organisation, it doesn't come easy.
No.
And again, what I'm hearing and what I've learned and what I'm seeing across the board is your time management, your organisation and your planning really need to be up to scratch. There's most definitely a minimum level of competency with all of those three. I'm not sure if I'm there yet, but I'm aware that I need to improve on those. So I've got Atomic Habits and Slight Edge to get through, a couple of mindset books to get through.
Great books.
I've got some podcasts and other bits and bobs floating around. So I need to really start embracing that and start really getting a routine in place. The whole treating it as a business. So that's really important for me. And yeah, just as I said there, I tend to keep an awful lot in my head. I have done all my working life. So it's 25 years of just keeping everything in my head and juggling 24 things all at the same time. And
I think you mentioned that last time when we first spoke.
Yeah, I think it's about time I got more down and just freed up my brain. I think that would help my health, and that would help time management, organization, and planning. So
absolutely, it does.
So I think these are things that I've learned about myself on the journey, which is part of the whole process. And possibly one of the most important ones here is being good to myself. So not beating myself up. I'm my own worst enemy. Loving the process and just take your time.
Yeah. Slow is fast.
Yeah. And I'm definitely finding that. I mean, although I'm 2 times through all the course material, I could have done it within 2 months. But I've just decided to take my time, and it's proving dividends. It's proving itself correct. So, good. And I'm another convert. Okay.
Excellent.
So next steps. This really is what I've done. I've done a bit of a condensed view. So I've got here that. So I'm a little behind here already. The Mastery Blueprint review. So really just going through the Mastery and the Blueprint again, just identifying and choosing and learning a strategy. So I've got that until the middle of September. The strategies I'm looking to try and keep as basic as possible. The likelihood is I will go with the trend continuation first off. So that's the reason why the timeline is a little shorter than perhaps it should be. And I've got the trade plan creation is going to be created at the same time, running parallel through to the end of September. So I'm giving myself a month to really start getting that trade plan down. I've already identified a few things. So I won't go through them now. I know that we've got TAR afterwards, but I'm certainly thinking about things already. And I've already got a skeleton trade plan already out. So
excellent.
It's moving forward. I've then got back testing starting mid-September.
Right.
And going through with contingency of 2 weeks, going through to the end of October. So I'm allowing myself 6 weeks for back testing. Now, that at the moment is just a time
finger in the air. It's going to depend on what you test and everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and I know that if I get into it, I'll probably end up having, a dozen parameters or more, looking at all of those and trying to do it all, 3 times as much work. So placeholder is there. It can be tested against that. And then I've got a tuning and optimize process for the whole of the month of October. Again, I'll achieve an amount of work, whether it's a realistic amount that I'll be doing in that time, I'm not sure. And then I've got demo I've got demo out for 2 months. But I've got then prep for live trading for a couple of weeks over the Christmas period, with a live trading start date of the 1st of January. Extremely tight deadlines. There's a lot that needs to go on in that time, but it's a starter for 10, and this is what I'm aiming for. But I'm willing to extend this as and when necessary.
Yep, and progress will be the key now, just to have a habit of making progress, and then whether you hit it or not, at least you would be making much more progress than not. I think if you get discouraged by having a big goal at a certain deadline and then just you kind of go off track because you're just so overwhelmed that you end up procrastinating and not doing anything. It has a reverse effect. So it's good to just have it there and have that attitude that, if I hit it kind of thing. But I'm going to have, the most important thing is having a habit that makes sure that you make progress every day, because then it's inevitable to make progress.
Indeed. I mean, that pot of cash I've got until the end of February. So realistically, I'm going to need to get I'm going to need to find something to top me up,
For income,
because I mean, realistically, I'm going to need more time than what I've got in here. So yeah, I just need to keep positive about it, and not if I start thinking about having to get another job too soon, then I'll just drop this. And I really, really, really don't want to drop it. My why is too important.
Yeah. No, that's cool. All right, mate. Well, listen, I really appreciate the effort you've gone through to lay all this on the table for us. I mean, I've taken screenshots of all this now, so I know exactly what you're going after, and sharing that why with us is really powerful. So hopefully, if there's anyone who's similar situation to Rob, reach out with him on the chat. If you've just logged in, you can watch a recording of this after anyway. So thank you very much for coming on, Rob, and I look forward to talking to you probably towards the end of the year, which we'll either be really excited about or you'll just be going, yeah, I'm nowhere near. But I think that would be a great. It'd be good to catch up towards the end of the year, though, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. Have a great weekend, mate.
Cheers. Thanks all.
Take care. Wow, that was really cool. Great effort there by Rob.